Hello my motor enthusiasts. Monaco has once again delivered a riveting Grand Prix, with Charles Leclerc clinching a poignant victory, his first at his home circuit and his first win since the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix. This triumph snaps a 39-race drought for Leclerc and marks him as the first Monegasque to win in Monaco in 93 years. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez and Haas faced a turbulent weekend, with Perez crashing out early and Haas ending with a double DNF due to a disqualified rear wing. In contrast, Carlos Sainz and Yuki Tsunoda shone brightly, both securing strong finishes. Aston Martin and Kick Sauber found themselves struggling, while Alex Albon boosted Williams with a strategic move into the top 10. An eventful race day in Monaco, setting the stage for an intriguing season ahead. Hey everyone! You already know me, this is Enzo.
And this is William.
You're tuned into Podget_name, bringing you the latest from the world of motorsport. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to keep up to speed with us. Full throttle. Moving on to our review of the Monaco Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc truly hit the jackpot this weekend. Not only did he clinch his first victory on his home turf, but he also became the first Monegasque in 93 years to win the Monaco Grand Prix. It's a remarkable end to his 39-race winless streak, which undoubtedly makes this victory even sweeter. What's more, this win was his 6th career victory, placing him in the same league as Gilles Villeneuve, and it was his 5th podium in 8 races this year.
That's quite the turn of events for Leclerc, especially considering his past struggles in Monaco. How significant would you say this win is for his season moving forward?
It's hugely significant. This win not only boosts his morale but also solidifies his position as second in the Drivers' Championship, trailing Max Verstappen by 31 points. It's a strong statement of intent and resilience, reflecting his ability to convert pressure into performance, especially in a track as challenging as Monaco.
And on the flip side, it sounds like Sergio Perez had a weekend to forget. Could you delve a bit into what went wrong for him?
Absolutely, this was a tough one for Perez. Right from the off, he was on the back foot, getting bumped out in Q1 for the second consecutive year in Monaco. To make matters worse, his race lasted mere seconds after a collision involving Kevin Magnussen's Haas and Nico Hülkenberg. The crash caused significant damage to his car, marking his first retirement and non-score of the season. This has dropped him to 5th in the drivers' standings and narrowed Red Bull's lead over Ferrari to just 24 points in the Constructors' Championship.
That's a significant setback for Red Bull. With Ferrari closing in, how critical will the upcoming races be for the team dynamics?
They'll be crucial. The gap is narrowing, and with Ferrari gaining momentum, Red Bull needs to address their qualifying issues and ensure both drivers consistently finish in the points. The pressure is mounting, and how they respond could very well define their season.
It sounds like the stakes are higher than ever. Let's see how it all unfolds.
Indeed. Let's put the pedal to the metal and see what the next race brings. Another driver who really stood out in Monaco was Oscar Piastri. Starting from the front row for only the second time in his career, Piastri managed to claim his career-best finish despite contact at the start damaging his McLaren. He ended up second, which is McLaren's best result in Monaco since Lewis Hamilton's victory in 2008.
That's quite impressive for Piastri. How significant is this result for McLaren's season?
It's a huge boost. Securing such a strong finish not only brings valuable points but also morale and confidence to the team. It illustrates that they can compete at the top, even outperforming teams like Red Bull at such a prestigious circuit.
Speaking of challenges, the weekend seemed particularly tough for Haas, didn't it?
Absolutely, it was a weekend to forget for Haas. The team faced disqualification from qualifying due to an irregularity with their upgraded rear wing concerning the DRS. Both Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen were out of the race within seconds, following a crash initiated by Magnussen colliding with Perez. This resulted in their first double did not finish of the season, and with the cost cap in play, the repair bill will likely impact their ability to allocate resources for future developments.
Moving on, Carlos Sainz also had an eventful race, didn't he?
Indeed, Sainz's race was nothing short of dramatic. After an early puncture due to contact with Piastri, a red flag allowed him to recover and eventually finish third. This marked his 3rd podium in Monaco and his 4th podium finish this season, ending a streak of 3 consecutive 5th-place finishes.
It sounds like the race had its fair share of ups and downs for several teams. What do you think this means for the dynamics of the season moving forward?
This race has certainly shaken things up. With McLaren showing they can punch above their weight and Ferrari securing 2 cars on the podium, the midfield battle is intensifying. Meanwhile, teams like Red Bull and Haas will need to regroup and address their issues quickly to stay competitive. It's shaping up to be a highly unpredictable season.
Unpredictability certainly keeps things exciting for the fans. It'll be intriguing to see how the teams adapt.
Absolutely, and that's what makes Formula One so thrilling. Now, let's put the pedal to the metal and gear up for the next race. Moving on, another standout performer from Monaco was Yuki Tsunoda. His season has been remarkably strong, and Monaco was no exception. The Japanese driver outqualified his teammate Daniel Ricciardo yet again, securing his 6th top 10 start in the last 7 races. He converted this into an 8th place finish on Sunday, marking his first ever point score in Monaco and his 5th points finish in the last 6 races. It's these consistent performances that are keeping him in the top 10 of the drivers' standings.
Tsunoda's performance really highlights his growth as a driver this season, doesn't it?
It certainly does. His maturity, composure, and determination are becoming more evident with each race. It's exciting to see a young driver not only meet but often exceed expectations in such a high-pressure environment.
Speaking of expectations, it seems Aston Martin had another challenging weekend.
Yes, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll faced significant hurdles. Alonso managed his pace well, but Stroll suffered a puncture that dashed his hopes of scoring points, ultimately finishing just outside the points in 11th place. This result leaves Alonso pointless in 2 races, and Aston Martin is now a lonely 5th in the Constructors' Championship, 52 points behind Mercedes.
That's a tough spot for Aston Martin. Meanwhile, Kick Sauber also had a weekend to forget.
Indeed, they had their worst weekend of the year in terms of performance. Both Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu struggled, with Bottas starting 19th and Zhou slowest of all. Their poor qualifying performance essentially ruled them out of the points battle, and now, Kick Sauber is the only team yet to score this season.
It's a stark contrast to some of the other teams who are finding ways to maximize their performances, like Williams with Alex Albon.
Absolutely. Alex Albon's performance was a highlight for Williams. Despite the car being overweight, which generally penalizes teams more at faster circuits, Albon managed to exploit Monaco's slower speeds and narrower turns to secure the team's first Q3 appearance of the year and their first in Monaco since 2016. It's these kinds of strategic successes that can really invigorate a team.
It shows that even under tough circumstances, there's always a chance to shine.
Precisely, and that's the beauty of Formula One. Every race is an opportunity, and every lap counts. It's why we love this sport so much, isn't it? Another highlight, or rather a lowlight, from Monaco was the internal strife within the Alpine team. Esteban Ocon collided with his teammate Pierre Gasly on the opening lap, which not only disrupted their race but also raised eyebrows within the team management.
Collisions between teammates are always a delicate issue, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's considered a cardinal sin in Formula One. Ocon's aggressive move on the approach to Monaco's tunnel ended disastrously, with his car being sent airborne after touching with Gasly. The incident was severe enough for the stewards to hand Ocon a 5-place grid penalty for the upcoming Canadian Grand Prix.
And how did Gasly fare after that clash?
Remarkably, Gasly managed to keep his composure and his car intact. He held his position for the entire race and scored his first point of the year, which, given the circumstances, was a commendable effort.
It sounds like a tense situation for Alpine. How is the team handling it?
The team is understandably frustrated. Senior management has expressed their intention to handle the matter behind closed doors. Such incidents can really test a team's unity and management strategies. Meanwhile, Gasly is also in talks with potentially 3 different teams for a seat in 2025, making every performance crucial.
Switching gears, let's talk about Williams. They had some positive news in Monaco, right?
Indeed, Williams saw a significant uplift thanks to Alex Albon. Starting from 9th on the grid, Albon drove a mistake-free race to score points for Williams, which was their first of the season. This result has pushed them up to 8th in the Constructors' Championship, just 5 points behind Haas.
It's encouraging to see Williams making strides forward.
It really is. Every point counts, and for a team like Williams, breaking into the points can be a significant morale booster. It's these kinds of gritty performances that can turn a season around.
As we've seen today, the Monaco Grand Prix was filled with drama and action, influencing the championship in many ways. Let's see how these developments unfold in the coming races.
Absolutely, the twists and turns of this season continue to keep us all on the edge of our seats. William, what's the word on the street, internet-wise?
Right, check this out. On a popular motorsport forum, there's quite the buzz about Sergio Perez potentially re-signing with Red Bull. Here's the main gist: Motorsport Total, Perez about to sign with Red Bull, signs now to Williams or Audi. Red Bull has now turned down the Spaniard, who will make his decision as soon as the Perez deal is officially announced. That's stirring up quite a debate.
Oh, I can imagine. What's the paddock saying?
Well, user Jovan Milik says, quote, Sergio Perez is about to extend his contract with Red Bull Racing. Helmut Marko recently indicated that they would like to have a clear picture by Barcelona of whether the Mexican can stay or not. And as of today, everything indicates that this could be sealed in the next few days or weeks, unquote.
Sounds promising for Perez. Any other interesting takes?
Definitely. User Wood4536 commented, quote, Perez is gonna lose them the Constructors' Championship, unquote. And that sparked a bit of a debate. User BR Talib responded, quote, exactly. If they want to play the anti-competitive card, then their loss. With Ferrari and McLaren both fielding 2 A+ drivers going forward, I hope they pay for this. And I say this as someone who admires Max's talent, although not a big fan, unquote.
That's a strong opinion there. How about the fans? Any word from them?
Oh yes, there's quite the story from user Eververde. Apparently, while in Mexico City, Perez's popularity is evident as his face is plastered everywhere. And user And That's Alright added a funny tidbit, quote, wore a Red Bull Racing jersey at brunch at an all-inclusive in Cabo and the whole staff comes out of the back, forms a human barrier around me, and starts chanting, Checo, Checo, while jumping up and down and spinning in a circle. I got invited to play soccer every day that week, unquote.
Haha, that's brilliant. Perez certainly doesn't lack support.
Absolutely not. It's clear he's a huge figure over there, and it seems Red Bull values that charisma and connection with the fans just as much as his skills on the track.
Indeed, it's not just about the fastest lap but also who you bring to the stands and how strongly you can hold your nerve under pressure. Fascinating insights, William. Thanks for that roundup. Thanks for tuning into F1 Motor Fever podcast today. We've covered everything from team strategies and dramatic clashes to driver market moves, and it's been an absolute pleasure discussing these with you. Please do subscribe, activate those notifications, and if you've enjoyed our chat, leave us a comment or share the episode. Every bit of engagement really helps us out.
And remember, while the race ends, the discussion never does. Keep those comments lively and share your thoughts. We read them all, and who knows, your point might make it into our next discussion. We're here every day, bringing you the freshest insights, so don't miss out.
We're truly grateful for your company, and we can't wait to have you back for more thrilling Formula One discussions.
That's right, so keep those engines revving and your passion for Formula One burning. Here's to many more races and episodes together.
Pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold. Until next time, take care.